Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to play Gwent. For those who are unfamiliar with what Gwent is a card game in The Witcher 3. There are 4 factions to Gwent. There's the Northern Realms, Scoia'tael, Monsters, and the Nilfgaardian Empire. So I'll kind of go through and try and tell you a little bit about each faction and what their strengths are. When it comes to the Northern Realms, they place a lot of strength in close combat, which is good. And each one, they come with special leader cards and they have their own abilities, so I'll go to that in just a little bit. Scoia'tael focuses mainly on ranged combat. The Monsters, they're a little all over the board, but they got quite a bit of close combat as well. Then the Nilfgaardians. Nilfgaardians are a lot about power. So most of their cards are trying to incite that power, because there's not much other way to put it. Let's take a look at the leader cards real quick. With the Northern Realms, your leader's full test. And you'll start out, when you're basically just have your starter deck, you're going to start out with just the basic full test card, pick an impenetrable fog card from your deck, play it instantly. It probably works the best against the Scoia'tael, because they play mostly range cards. So now it comes in handy, and this is the one that I will generally use, is it will clear any weather effects, therefore I won't have to put one in my deck. Doubles the strength of all siege, I obviously don't have it yet. Destroy your enemy's strongest siege units. This is a good card if you're playing against someone else with the Northern Realms, because Northern Realms also does have some pretty strong siege units, so that's very handy. And I would love to have this one against the Scoia'tael. I will move into the Scoia'tael leaders right quick. Basic one, Biting Frost, since they're mostly ranged combat. Take out the close combat. Pretty self-explanatory. I'll just kind of scroll across these so you can read them. And moving on to Monsters. I've thought about using this one a couple times, but I don't know, it just doesn't see, like, it seems worth it, but at the same time it doesn't. And I particularly like this one because I like getting cards back. Never really looked at that one, but that definitely seems a little risky, especially if you play. Ugh. Alright, and Nilfgaardians, last one. Now, the NPCs like to use it. Me personally, not so much. And again, I like getting cards back, particularly more so when it's theirs. And that one would be very risky in its own right. Alright, now that we've gone across the factions real quick, let's start to talk about some of the cards you'll play. Start with the Commander's Horn. You see, it doubles the strength of all the units in that row. Pretty self-explanatory. I'll show you that when we actually get into play the game. You got your 3 weather cards, Biting Frost for close combat, Impenetrable Fog for range, and Torrential Rain for the siege. And clear weather, again, pretty self-explanatory. Alright, let's go and do special card abilities. One of my personal favorites is Tight Bond. Place a card of the same name next to the other one, it'll double its strength. So if I play these 2 cards, your Falling Hands, instead of it being a strength of 2, it'd be a strength of 4. And also if I had a third one, instead of them being a strength of 4 between the 2, it would be a strength of 9 between the 3. And it stacks up quite a bit, so it can be handy. And that's something that the Northern Realms really excels in. With, where are they? That's one of theirs, the Crimford Reavers. And the one I use the most is the Blue Stripes Commando because, well, I have 5. So you can imagine how 5 of them would stack up, and at a Commander's Horn, that's a lot of power. Alright, next one we're going to talk about, Morale Booster. It's +1 to all units in the row. Excluding itself, again, that one, it pretty much explains to itself. But if I get one, or if the opponent plays one, you'll kind of see it. But again, shouldn't take much explaining. Spies. Spies are the bread and butter of the Nilfgaardian Empire. Northern Realms doesn't really have many. I believe it has just 3. And I think, yeah, and I have all 3. But spy cards, like it says, placed in your opponent's battlefield, it may count towards their score, but allows you to draw 2 more cards from your deck. And outcarding opponents is usually a pretty solid way to win. And we're going to talk about hero cards. They're the ones that have these nice little gold ribbons up in that top left corner. As you see, they're not affected by any special cards or abilities, so weather cards won't affect them. And everyone's particular favorite, I'm sure, the Scorch card. Scorch is a galactic pain in some areas of the game. Basically, like it says, kills the strongest cards on the battlefield. So that doesn't exclude it to just the enemies. So hopefully I get one and I'll be able to kind of explain that a little bit. And the decoy. So off the card in battlefield, return it to your hand. This is really good for when you're trying to throw around or to reuse a particular card's ability. Which, again, when I actually get into the game, I'll try and remember to explain that one. Moving on into the Scoia'tael. They have agile characters. They have the large majority of the agile characters. I know the monsters have a couple, but doesn't match them. But you see, can be placed in either close combat or range combat. Obviously, you want to put them wherever you can get some more power out of them. Muster. Any cards with the same name in your deck, play them instantly. Pretty self-explanatory, so if I play this one, this other guy will come out too. I don't have them in my deck because I only have 2. But basically, if you end up drawing one in your hand, you want to redraw. So then, you can pull one out of your deck rather than out of your hand. Alright, let's take a look. See if Monster has any unique ones I haven't covered. Oh. One moment. Alright. So now that I think I've covered all of that, let's go ahead and play a game of Gwent. Innkeepers are usually a really good bet to find yourself a game of Gwent. Blacksmiths, merchants, pretty much anyone that sells things. Alright, so let's go. I'm going to go ahead and play as the Nilfgaardians because they're my personal favorite. Alright, perfect. I got a Scorch card that I'll be able to try and explain it a little more. And I got a spy card, but I usually like to have more than one. Oh, that's a good reroll. It could have been better, but that's alright. I'll take it. There, Dandelion is a unique character. He may only have a power of 2, but he comes with the Commander's Horn ability, which again doubles the strength of all the units in the row. Which, you know, if I'm trying to throw around, which I might just end up doing this one, I play this high-level spy card, kind of becomes a pain now. Because now his row is pretty strong. Oh, let's see what I'm... Yeah, I might as well talk about the Scorch card since I have one. Basically, so how it's going to work is if I play that Scorch card, the card it will destroy will be this guy here, because he currently has the power of 18. Now, Scorch card is not restricted to just their side of the battlefield. It can affect yours too, if you have someone that matches that same power. So say if one of my characters was here and they now had a power of 18, and I used that Scorch card, it would destroy mine as well. So you got to be really careful in keeping an eye on the power of ones on your team. So I'll go ahead and use that Scorch card now. I mean, there's a poor use of one, but I'm just using it for an example. Now the opponent, he passed. So I can either choose to throw the round, or I can just go and beat him, which I'm going to go with the latter, and I'm just going to beat him because I can easily beat 20. And there you go. Now Gwent basically consists of, can be up to 3 rounds, because you each can only lose, as you see it by the little gem that shattered on his, you can only lose 2 rounds, and then you'll lose the match. Alright, so let's go ahead and start out what I have in there. And I'll throw this one down. There actually is a lot more strategy to this depending on the factions that you play. And there he goes, and he used it right back on me. But I'll make it a little stronger, just to have a little fun with him. And see, as you see there, now you see how the hero card reacts to a weather card. It is completely unaffected. It still has a power of 15, where my regular card that just had a power of 18 is now down to power of 2. Normally it'd be 1, but I have the Commander's Horn, so it brings it up. But, he will probably win this round. I'll drop one more to make him dump out another card. There you go, and he's gonna waste that card now because I'm gonna throw the round away. Do I want to throw it yet? Let's throw one more, make him dump a little bit more out. Yeah, there you go. There's one of his hero cards. So now I'll go ahead and drop the round. See, he has more cards there, so he had a better chance to probably beat me. But I do have 2 medic cards in my pocket. As you see there, he used the agile one for this guy here. And he decided to use him in close combat. And same with the other one, he decided to put it in the range category. And once they're placed there, you can't move them unless you have the special leader card, which I don't believe he does. Here, let me take something from him. Why not? There you go, I'll take one of his medic cards. So I can bring back some of my people. Because now I'm out carding him. These medic cards are very handy. And he passed, so yeah, I'm basically who's gonna win now. I won the round. And see, I got my money. And oftentimes after you've beaten them before, it won't give you a special card. Normally when you beat someone for the first time, it'll grant you a Gwent card. And so he just gave me random items. But in a nutshell, that is the Game of Gwent. Thanks for stopping by, and hopefully you tune into any future videos.